Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Manasa. I've been making my pregnancy series videos and this is my third trimester video all about my experience and what I did in my third trimester. The third trimester. So let's start with what to expect in third trimester. First thing would be rapid weight gain. You'll notice that your weight will be gaining very fast because at this time the baby's weight will grow on a faster pace. So your weight will tend to increase because of the baby and because of your own body weight as well. So for me, I started putting on weight rapidly in third trimester, like at the start of third trimester. So yeah, first one would be weight gain. Then some more bodily changes, as in darkening of few of the body parts like underarms, under the neck, or groins, all those things, because your body is full of progesterone hormones during that time. So there will be a surge of progesterones and which will cause melatonin, and melatonin will darken your sensitive skin areas. So there's no need to worry about it. As I had talked about this to my doctor, she said all this will go once the baby is born. So I would say don't worry too much about darkening of your skin areas. Just hang in there. It will go once the baby is born. So any kind of bodily changes should go away once the baby is born, but if not, then it's still worth, because you'll experience the most beautiful moment when the baby is born. So now the third point is back pain. Since the weight of the baby is growing rapidly, so your belly grows in size, and in order to control your center of mass or balance your center of mass, your back is doing a lot of work to balance your center of mass. So that's the reason you might experience back pain during third trimester. If there was no back pain yet, then the back pain might start at this point of time. So just be aware that back pain is one of the thing which you will experience during the third trimester. Next is heaviness in pelvis. Since your baby weight is increasing rapidly, so you will tend to feel that weight in your pelvis, especially when you are asleep and you are switching your sides. At that time you will feel that there is some heaviness in your pelvis. Next is again most common, frequent urination or the urge to pee more, because again your baby weight is increasing. It will put pressure on your bladder, so you won't have any control over your bladder. Whenever you're sneezing or coughing, it might happen that you are not in control of your bladder. So there might be a moment where you will pee a little. So no need to worry about that. It's all because of the baby weight in third trimester. Now all these expectations, not necessary, will be observed in each and every woman who is pregnant. Everybody's body is different. Everybody's symptoms and what they feel is different throughout the pregnancy, but these are most common occurrences, and even I have experienced these, so I'm talking about those things in this video. Next is stretch marks. I didn't have any stretch marks, like I don't have any as of now, because since my 8th week of pregnancy I've been using coconut oil on my belly. So I feel like it's very important to moisturize your belly, to oil your belly in order to prepare the belly for stretching. And in third trimester, since your belly grows in double or thrice the size, so it's very important to make sure that the elasticity of the skin is maintained. So oiling helps. Next is again a bodily change. So you will find that in third trimester there will be some colostrum leaking from your breasts. It can be a clear liquid, or it can be a thick yellow kind of milk. It is no need to worry about it, because it is the bodily signal that the milk is getting produced. And even if you are not experiencing any in start of your third trimester, it's still fine. I guess most commonly it's observed after 34 weeks of pregnancy, so that's fine. But this is one of the expectation during third trimester, so I wanted to mention about that. I've also read that if it's your second or third pregnancy, then you will start producing colostrum way early than third trimester. But if it's your first pregnancy, then it is delayed, which can be like after 34 weeks or so. Next is tracking your fetal movements. It's very important in third trimester to track your fetal movements, because if you find any unusual movements, or if you feel like for a particular day you didn't observe any movement, then you have to contact your healthcare provider, or you have to go to the labor assessment room, so that they'll check if the baby is doing fine. If not, they'll give you some medications, or they'll also suggest few treatments, but that's the latter part. Before that, you will have to monitor your fetal movements every day, at least during a specific time. Make sure that you sit and focus on the fetal movements, and you have to make sure that within 2 hours there should be at least 6 to 10 movements of the baby. Be sure to feel the kicks and the movements or the stretching of the baby, and not hiccups, because hiccups will not be considered as a movement. So just make sure you differentiate between those things. So yeah, this one is really important. Monitoring your fetal or baby movements in third trimester is very crucial, so don't forget to do that every day. Next thing that you would expect during third trimester is Braxton Hicks. Now, Braxton Hicks is also called as false contractions, because they don't last for more than 30 seconds and they are just random, they're not frequent in occurrence. So just keep in mind that whenever you experience tightening in your belly, or if you feel like your uterus is contracting, then that is a Braxton Hick. So you can experience, some people experience this in third trimester, majorly after 33 plus weeks. And if you observe that these contractions are more frequent and they are increasing in the duration, then make sure to contact your healthcare provider, your OBGYN, and just keep them in loop. Next one, again, it's a common thing and no need to worry about. There will be an increased vaginal discharge during third trimester. Now, if it's like normal in color and odor, then you don't need to worry about. But if there is something unusual that you feel is happening down there, then again you will have to contact your healthcare provider, OBGYN. Lastly, I would say is getting tired. So you can expect this in third trimester because of, again, the increased weight of baby. There's more pressure put on your body, and since your center of mass shifts, so your body is making extra effort to make you stand erect. So you might experience fatigue, tiredness during third trimester, which is again very common. I experienced that during the start of third trimester. Like, I would exercise for an hour at a stretch, but then later in third trimester I realized that I'm no longer that strong to work out for an hour. I reduced the duration of my workout, but then yeah, that is like the most common thing, tiredness or fatigue in third trimester. Now let's talk about the things that I did in my third trimester. So firstly, I started eating or consuming more and more foods which have calcium in it, like kale, started drinking milk, and other pulses will have a good amount of calcium. So make sure you have enough of calcium intake during third trimester, because this is the time when your baby's bones are getting developed very rapidly, so they will need more and more calcium. And if you're not consuming that amount of calcium, then the calcium will be sucked out of your bones, so you will later then be deficient of calcium. In order to avoid all this, just make sure you have enough of calcium in your third trimester. Next is I started having things that have omega-3 in it. So avocado, nuts. Omega-3 again is very important for brain development, and in third trimester your baby's brain development is happening, so omega-3 again is very necessary in third trimester. So I started eating food with omega-3 and calcium. Next thing that I did was visiting pelvic floor therapist. It's very important to assess your pelvic floor area, your pelvic floor muscles, the strength of the pelvic floor muscles. If you don't have that much of strength, then pelvic floor therapist will help you try to increase that strength and make you ready for the big day. They'll teach you labor management techniques, they'll teach you some exercises which will help with your body pain, back pain, etc. And then they'll also help you with perineal massages, which is very, very important if you want to avoid perineal tears. So I would highly recommend to visit any of the pelvic floor therapists. Next thing that I did was going for a prenatal massage. Prenatal massages during third trimesters are very relaxing, and these massages will help to loosen up your lower body muscles. So that is very important during third trimester. So don't miss out on prenatal massages. Now here in Canada, I've often heard about this thing, that the South Asian women are more prone to stillbirth after 40 weeks of their pregnancy. So here they try and give you an option to induce at 39 week. Although this is not mandatory, it's up to you. You can reject the induction, but this is what they offer. Especially the OBGYNs here, they just let you know the fact that this is how the situation is with any of the South Asian women. And according to research, this has been somewhat correct. So I have seen many people getting induced in 39th week. Now, in order to avoid external inductions and to induce labor naturally, you can do few things from the start of 34th week. First one is having dates. You can have measure dates or normal dates. If you're having normal dates, then you should have 6 dates a day post 34 weeks every day. And if you're having measure dates, then you should have 3 dates per day, again after 34th week. Next, apart from dates, you can also start having raspberry tea. This also helps in natural induction and also will help in cervix dilation, again to be taken after 34 weeks. Now, other than eating, you can also exercise. There are few exercises like Kegel exercises, ball exercises, which will help in natural induction of labor and also to dilate your cervix. So, but before starting any kind of exercises, make sure you check with your OBGYN once if it's fine to exercise at that age of gestation, and what should be the pace of your exercise, because there are some people who are not used to exercises during their pregnancy. They should start with low reps and they should take it slowly. But all these exercises are usually recommended after 33 weeks of gestation, not before that, because you don't want to start your cervix to dilate before 34 weeks. So yeah, 33 weeks is the best time to start all these exercises if you want to avoid external inductions. I feel like if you be active in your third trimester, you will have easy labor. That is what I have read about. So I would say from your end, you can try to be as active as possible in your third trimester, just to avoid any complications during the labor, or delayed labor you can avoid by being active. So this was my experience of third trimester. Do subscribe to my channel for more such content, and if you found this video useful, do share it with your friends and family and hit a like button. And I would say stay tuned for more videos. As and when I'll experience things, I'll be happy to share here on my YouTube channel.